Hey, Wentworth World Entertainment, and this will be the non-spoiler review for episode 5 of Reacher. This episode is probably the best episode so far in my opinion. Really, one weird thing about it though is it felt short. I don't know why, but it just felt short. I'm not sure what the actual runtime was for it, but it just felt a bit shorter for some reason. So, Reacher has sent Dixon and Neely to Denver to the other plant, while him and O'Donnell are going to meet, I believe it's the CIA, I'm pretty sure that's who his brother worked for, to try and figure out what's going on with certain names. If you remember the sheet with the name of the aliases for this assassin dude. There's still nothing really moving forward with him in such. Langston did hire him to, but it seems to be that he's selling him the weapons. Now, with the weapons, if you remember, I said in the last episode that there are these missiles that can basically take anything down, that once they are fired, there's no stopping them. Well, Neely and Dixon go to the warehouse place where under the new company or other company that's making them New Wings or New Age, whatever it's called, and they basically pretend to be inspectors, and the secretary in the place is like, the inspectors were just here a month ago and they're like, now we're back, go get your foreman. And when he comes out, they're like, right, we need to inspect all the bombs, the missiles, the mechanism, all this stuff. She just reads out, and the delivery times. And he turns around and goes, the foreman says like, oh well, if you sort of rang ahead, I could have stopped the truck because it left 10 minutes ago, 5 or 10 minutes ago. It's carrying 650 of these missiles, and the truck of course gets hijacked by this group of guys. Well, one guy there kills the driver, opens the back of his truck. He has a truck parked in the road like it broke down, and Neely and Dixon catch up just after they swap the trailers. That guy takes off with the truck while the other three stand there and try and take out Neely and Dixon, who they of course take them out. Reacher and O'Donnell, oh by the way, we meet O'Donnell's family, his 2 kids and his wife, that he's basically sending them for safety out of town where she's not to phone her mother or her sister or anything like that. And you get some great scenes of Reacher like just being Reacher, staring at these kids, just being mayhem, and then trying to sit in a chair with a teddy of a bunny. And they are finding stuff out when they go to I'm pretty sure it's the CIA, that they figure out how this assassin guy operates. I can't remember what he's actually called, but they recognize one of the names on the sheets. They have no idea what he looks like. They don't know what nationality he is, anything like that. All they know is he basically only does the job for money. He doesn't do it for ideology or anything like that. It's purely for money what he does. So they give them the information. They want information back, but they are like, we've nothing yet, we'll let you know once we get things sorted. And they're like, oh yeah, and we'll bring them in and arrest them. And Reacher says, not unless we kill them all. And they're comparing him to his brother. They get the call from Neely and Dixon saying they lost the truck, the rental car. They had to phone the cops anonymously. The only thing that could tie down to the scene was the rental car, but they burnt it out. And the form sheet for the missiles has a signature on it, and it's Swan's signature. And Reacher's like, so he's in Denver? And they're like, no, he did it remotely. And Reacher doesn't want to believe that Swan is in on any of this, but they said that the security for him to sign off, especially digitally, is a fingerprint and a retinal scan and all this type of something. They're like, there's no way he was pressured into that. So Reacher goes for a walk. He doesn't like hearing this. He goes for a walk. All of a sudden 2 black SUVs pull up. They get out. It's the feds. They take him to meet a senator, and the senator has all of his information about Reacher. They meet at the zoo because of the other senator bloke or whatever he was that they fake arrested basically last week, the guy with the drugs. And the senator basically wants Reacher to take all of these people out so the senator can cover up that he bypassed the red tape and stuff to get deals done quicker. But now that the missiles are going missing, they possibly end up in the hands of terrorists. He needs that to stop, and that these missiles even exist basically. And they walk away, and Reacher's not sure what to do really with that. We do get the assassin guy phones Langston, and he's saying like, you said this would be a quick easy thing, it's turning out to be anything but if you keep up your end of the deal, I'll keep up mine. And Langston is saying to him like, oh yeah, you've got your product, we now just need the money and whatnot, and that Reacher will be taken care of. This is the episode where we get the funeral scene that is in the trailers, and while he's there, the cop fella is there, and he gives it's the funeral for the one of Reacher's team, the first guy who was thrown out of the helicopter. He sees the cop give the dead friend's kid a toy and stuff, and Reacher wants to know what's going on. And it turns out that everyone who's working at the company, the New Age, is ex-cops. Not just ex-cops from this guy's same precinct, but dirty cops. So they kind of have a back and forth about there must be a mole in the cop's house, while the cop is saying, what about Swan? Don't point at me if your own people are crooked. And during what's meant to be the 21 gun salute, Reacher spots a sniper, tells everyone to get down, and it's two guys. They take one out and the other runs off. He's like, fuck this, and he takes off. Reacher goes after him. He's almost about to catch him, and the man drives off, and all of a sudden another car pulls up, and it's the cop. So him and the cop go after, and while Reacher just tells the cop like, I need you to look away, because the cop's like, you're under arrest, and Reacher says no, because he'll lawyer up and we won't get any information out of him, and these bombs could be anywhere. And Neely told Reacher at the funeral that it looked like a small plane. They found the truck abandoned, but there was tracks that seemed to be a small plane, so they obviously flew the missiles out of the area. They're just not sure where it's heading. They think possibly New York. But while he's questioning the guy, he's gonna choke him out. The guy tells him, practically this is who set it up, and this when we were supposed to take you out and stuff like this. And Reacher knows they only got paid half, that they had to get the rest of their payment after the job was done. And he said, so Langston hasn't paid you yet? And he goes, well, no, we haven't been paid yet. We're supposed to collect that tonight. And he goes, but who's this Langston? We were never hired by someone called Langston. And Reacher said, well, who hired you? And he goes, someone called Swan. So you're kind of going, oh, is Swan actually dirty and stuff? And we did have a very brief flashback of Reacher and Swan working together on kind of an undercover stakeout, trying to bust these drug gangs, and Swan took a bullet for Reacher. So they plan to send in the guy with his phone on. Reacher takes his phone, puts in the number, so he phones it so he can listen in, and the guy walks into the building. They're like, hey, what happens if Swan's in there? And Reacher says, if he's in there, I'm gonna do what I did with him, that guy. I'm gonna put my hands around his throat and choke him until he wants to give up all of his information. And Neely says after that, and he doesn't answer, and the building explodes once the guy went inside. And that's the end of the episode. So another strong episode, good bit of action at the funeral. Again, the story moving forward, we're finding out more stuff about these missiles and where they're going and who the possible players are and stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably the best episode so far in my opinion. But like I said, the weird thing, it just felt short, which was weird. I don't think it was any shorter than the rest of them, but for some reason it just felt short. Very strange. But anyway, with that, I wish you all a happy new year. I hope you have a blast. Don't go too nuts though. Or do. Whatever suits you. Thanks for being here for this year, 2023. Making the channel bigger and better each time by hitting the sub buttons. Thank you to everyone who did. And let's see what we get for 2024. And let's just keep growing and doing what we do. And with that, cheers and I'll catch you in the next one.